tonight I'm in Blender again, and what I'm trying to do is I want to look back at this cat, which I just added the bones to, and I used symmetrize to add bones to both sides, to the other side after I did one side. Let me show you. I had to have the names a certain way, and then I just right click and there's well, when I'm in edit mode, there's a thing called symmetrize, so that copied to the other side. Let me get these bones to show in front. Okay, here we go. Here's my cat. What I'm going to try to do now is the animation for this kitty cat. I want this kitty cat to animate. I'm going to do a walk animation. That's kind of like the hardest one to me with this four-legged animal. So let me click the, well, this is my cat with the armature. Let me just do another save copy here. And let me do cat. Just so I don't lose my work. Cat walking. And save that. And then let me open up that one instead. Open up the cat walking. Yeah, because I know I'm going to mess up, and I want to be able to start back from a point where everything was good, before everything went to bologna and macaroni. Alright, so I have this cat. Now, I have the cat in the armature. Let me select everything. Go to object mode, select everything. And if this is the floor line, I just want to bring everything up. I should have done that earlier when I was making the model. That way I could use that line to know where the floor is. And, just keeping track of the boxes. It looks like it's a two-box separation in between the front and the back foot. Alright, so here I have this cat. Now let's start the animations. What I'm going to do is go to the animation window, and here I could get a little cute looking pretty cat. And here is the model that I could play around and animate with. I just want to look at it from straight on. Okay, let me put the screencast keys on. Boom, screencast keys, boom, boom. And shows that window and hides it. Alright, so here I have it. This is the dope sheet. Let me view the action editor so I could name this first animation that I'm going to create. And I'm going to call this one walk. Enter. Alright. Every time I want to add another animation, I would just click this right here. Click that. And now there's two animations. This one's walk 01. It just makes a default name. But I'll call this idle. Okay, so let's just do the idle animation first. Alright. So let's see. We have a lot of frames here. But I'm just going to cut it down to 60 frames. And you see how this thing, got shorter. If I use the mouse wheel, I could zoom in on the 60 frames only. A little better. Now, you notice one thing here, that this starts at 1, not 0, and this goes to 60. That's so that when I kind of make my animations, let me just have my whole model here selected. So say if this is the position on frame 1, let me pick the IK bones. And this bone, these are the ones I'm posing things with. And then let me press I to insert a keyframe. And in the keyframe, what I want to record is the location and rotation. Okay, boom. So there we go. For the three things I selected, 1, 2, 3, it stores the location and the rotation at frame 1. Now what I could do is I could select those and copy them, and then I could pop them on at the last frame too. Paste. So now, as I move through, the whole thing is just that. And I could pick somewhere in the middle for this animation of idle, and I could move something. Like say I pick this root bone here, and I just move it up and down a little. Oh, wait a minute. I must connect my mesh to my cat. I must connect the bones to the cat. Before I do this animation, let me step back out over here, select the mesh, shift, select the armature, right click, and parent with automatic weights. Boom. Okay, so now every bone here has an effect on every part of the mesh, and if I want to see those effects, I think I could do that by selecting the mesh and then looking at the weights painted. Now here's a list of all the bones on the side. If I pick a bone, I could see what that bone affects. It kind of highlights up. See? So the third leg, 1, 2, 3, leg 3 over here is just affecting this bone right there, just that part. And leg 3 on the right, that. And let's see, left and right. And it probably lists everything. Yes, it does. Leg 2 is mainly affecting that, left and right. Leg 3, leg 2, and leg 1 up at the top. So you have to look all around. This bone mainly affects this side of the mesh. And if I wanted it to not affect or affect less or more, then I could use the weight. This is weight of full weight, and red would be more affecting. Blue is cold. It's not affecting anything. So I could use like this here, and I could control the size of the circle I have, and hello circle. And then when I go over here, I could pick that I want this to definitely affect this side. See, it goes red. And if I want it to affect it less, I could go like this, it goes green. So this is how I could, from the automatic calculations, how I could change them somewhat if I wanted to. I only have so many vertices here, so it basically is painting the vertices. And if I don't have any vertices there, it's not, going to paint specifically in that spot. So these colors with the weight paint shows how much the bones affect that part of the mesh. And let's see what the other stuff looks like. The foot and the tail, top of the tail. Yeah, so what the computer did was it tried to automatically pick, when I said with automatic weights, the paw in the front, the shoulders are like right there. Where's the neck? The neck and the head. Anyway, so if I ever have it that I'm bending the bones and then like one of these points just seems to be sticking out of nowhere, I could check the weights. But I think that now I connected my armature to the cat. So let me just make sure about that. And if I go here and do a movement, there we go, it is connected. And then say I kind of did this, I was like, oopsie, I want to put it back. I could just right click and say clear, and then it puts it back. So now the mesh and the armature, they're connected with each other. So now I could go back to my animation. And here I was on frame 30. What I want to have happen is I was trying to do this to, yeah, make the cat like just, I don't know, this cat's going to do this disco move here. So I'll bounce down here. Then I'll say I have that bone selected. Now I want to save what I just did to it, location, rotation, and boop, I got the dots there. And then maybe before that, well, let's see how it looks with that. So if I press play, it's 60 frames. So this is my cat going by in 60 frames. Or I could just drag the cursor to see what happens to my disco dancing cat. Let me do another animation maybe. Here at 15, let's move this way, forward a little bit. Oops, gotta be up here in this area. Save the location and rotation. I'm picking the only save the location rotation. And here at 45, let's pick, what am I gonna pick? I'll just move it again a little bit. I need it for, let's move it back, up. Location, rotation. So now I got some things to move around in, so the cat doesn't look like he's just a piece of wood dead. Now watch what happens here at the 1. It's the same thing as the 60. It's the exact same thing. So this is why I think they left 0 open, because when the animation loops over, this frame kind of plays twice. What I could do is I could take the first frames here, and I could just click with the mouse and move them over to 0. So that way from 60 to here, I think it's supposed to make it be smoother. Since this isn't in the frames animated, it just keeps it smoother. So I always had the first one out here in 0. Okay. All right, so I made the idle animation. Now let me go to the other one. When I said new, I had 2 of them, right? So my other one now is walk. So let's say that here, I'm going to do this left leg first. G, Y, it's going to come forward. Location, rotation. Then halfway, the foot will come backward. G, Y, move it to the back, over here. And insert with an location, rotation. So now we have this foot front to back, and then after it's back, it's going to come back to the front, and I don't have to try to guess with that. I'll just copy the front one and put it over here at 60, paste. Okay, so now I have a cycle, front, back. Now if I press play, there, the cat is walking, it's riding a skateboard. Front, back, front, back. So we could do some better things here when it's in the front. We could use this one here, rotate it to be flat with the floor. Location, rotation. And then we're coming along to frame 30. It still should be flat with the floor. R, there. Save it. And then at the end, it should be the same as it was in the beginning. So let me just copy that again. Copy, paste. So let's see how that looks. Foot staying in contact with the floor nicely. Yes, good, good. All right, so we got the back and forth motion, but of course the foot is not just going to slide on the floor when it's walking. We need the in-between parts where the foot, let's see, it starts here, stays on the floor to the back, but then when it comes back to the front, it's going to have to raise up. It's going to have to raise up. So let me select this, G, Z, and raise it up from the ground a little. Okay, then I'm going to store that. Bam. Now let's see how that looks. Boom, boom, boom. And that's a little bit better. All right. And I could probably just adjust the foot a little bit when it's coming up. Probably with R, just drag down a little bit when it picks up that back foot. I'm on frame 45. Store that. Now let's see how that looks all together. Boom, boom, boom. So I have this animation in here. Now I kind of want the same thing for the other foot, the left. No, that'll be the right foot, So let me stop. Now let me pick this foot. And let me copy everything. Copy. And pick these feet. Select just those 2 bones, and location rotation, and location rotation. Let's see if that works. Now let me just make sure these guys, I got them again. Let me copy, and then pick these guys, and then come over here and say paste. Boom. All right, now let's see if they're both together again. Yes, they are together. All right. Now let's see, there's another way I could do this, and if I just grab it with these 2 feet, animation for these 2, and what the hell is going on with the foot? The foot! It looks like the foot is not in there. Jesus. All right, pick the foot again. That's that foot. Select everything for that foot. Copy and put it on this foot. Paste. And are they together, feet and all? Yeah, alright, cool. Oh man. One. So after it comes back, I want it to come up and then down. And then down. Boom, and drag back. So is it this one? Copy, paste. Oh, Lord. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. We got the back legs. That's it. Video over. No more. No more. I can't take it. Oh, all right. So I got the back legs animated, and I kind of struggled. I figured it out. It took a while. But this is playing at 24 frames a second, and I figured out where you could control the speed of the playback. If you go here to this little printer icon over here in the dimensions, here's a thing called frame rate. So I can increase the frame rate. Boom. And see how it would look if it was faster or slower. Alright, so now let me do the front legs, and hopefully it's not as painful as when I did the back legs trying to copy from one side to the other. Hopefully now I learned some lessons and I can remember them. So stop. Let's go to frame 0, which is outside of my frames that I could come out, but there it is. Now I will pick the front leg instead. So let me go back to my perfect side view. When this leg is in front, I'm going to have a thing where this leg is on the same side it is to the back. Okay? Like that. And then, so that's frame 1. I'm going to say I, location, rotation, save that. And then halfway through, I want this foot to go to the front. So G on Y, move it on the Y to the front of the foot like that. Okay. And press I to store that. And then it's going to repeat back over, so I'm going to copy this over to here, the last frame, paste. So now it will go from the front to the back. And that's just what I did with the back leg, front to back. Now I'll just fix things up a little. Here, let me also turn the foot R, flat. And then as I move to frame 30, keep the foot flat. So rotate that. Oh man, I didn't save it. I, location, rotation. Go back here to frame 0, rotate it, I, and save it. I gotta save the foot things. The foot's like that, and the front, the foot's like that. And then here, I'm gonna copy 60 again. So copy with the paste. Okay, so foot staying flat. Now let's go back to picking my IK bone here. Here in the middle, I want this to go up. So I'm gonna press G, Z, and pick it up. Okay. Then store that, I. And then also here, let's flip the foot back. R. Okay. The dainty cat. I. Store that. So let's press play and see how that leg's looking. What the? It's going backwards. Oh, lordy. This frame, both of these guys have to copy over to here. Yeah? No, it's let's see. You start off in the back, and you want to come forward. Pick up your foot and come forward. So yeah, you do want this. Do I have the foot and the thing selected? It's kind of hard to see. Let's move it back a little. Have the paw and the IK bone selected. And this is the one I want to move here, I think. Oh my god, I think. So you come up, you put your foot down, and then you slide it back. Now on the slide back, you see when it comes up, put the foot down, and then it looks like when it was sliding back, why did the foot jump up? See how the foot kind of pull it up? Because right here it's in the right spot. Why did it even do that? It's okay. It's okay. We'll just add in a little fix for that. Alright, we could do that. Select you're in there. There you go. Make sure the foot is flat with the floor. Right there. I. Location rotation. Alright, just getting this front foot thing. I think it looks right. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Now, that's the front foot one. Now I just want to get the back one. So I'm going to select these two. Oh, I'm going to insert a frame here. And let me just make sure I got the whole thing. So copy. I don't even need paste there. So I got like a range there. But what I want is the copy from the other foot, the one on the left. So I'm going to take these guys, select them both. Maybe I have to select them one at a time. Let me select the foot first. And I will, that foot is selected. Select all these frames, keyframes. I say copy all those keyframes. Then go to this foot and say paste. Boom. And the foot jumped up. Okay. Then go to here and select all these keyframes and copy. And then go to this one and then say paste. Boom. Okay, maybe it's right. Now let's see if both front feet move together. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, so far so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. So now, let me take the other foot here, this foot, and for all those animations, let me shift them forward. So I move them forward by half so that they are on opposite. Or do I move forward by 15? No, by half. I think by half, yeah. And if everything's playing one step, two step, drag back. Oh, and drag back. Is this back? This is back. And this is back. All right, I think I just copied the last two. I gotta copy these three and then move them like this. All right, so if I start here, germ, germ. Oh, what am I missing? What am I missing? I gotta get this too. Okay, copy. Oh yeah, here I go. Paste. There we go. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, that's the walking animation with copying from one side to the other. Painful, but it is done. And I'll do more stuff like, but that was the main thing about this video, trying to copy the animations from one side to the other. Whew. Yeah, I'm done.